Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another Ameta Academy Friday Live. If this is your first time with us, welcome. Every Friday, we take a real world application and walk through how professional systems are actually designed, not by starting with the product list, but by starting with how the property operates day to day. Today, we're looking at parking lots and commercial outdoor yards after dark. Think retail lots, office lots, industrial yards, self storage drive aisles. Although these are different industries, they have the same environment, and therefore all these sites run into the exact same problems. Let's start by looking at these common issues. Next slide. When a property manager or facilities guy reaches out about a lot, the first thing they complain about is never, "we need more cameras." It's always the operational pains. "We can't identify anyone after the lights drop." "The far aisle is useless at night." "After hours, people still hang around." "We can't pull cable to that overflow lot or that far pole." That's the reality we're designing around today. But before we talk about technology that solves these problems, we need to look at how these sites actually operate. Next slide. A commercial lot is simple if you respect the zones. You've got the entrance and the main drive lanes, i.e., the high movement areas. You've got the aisles where people walk to their cars, i.e., the liability zones. You've got far rows and the overflow, the first place the image dies at night. You've got the poles and the islands, where running cable is either expensive or impossible. And you've got after hours, when the building shuts down and the loitering starts. Once you understand that flow, the design becomes straightforward because these problems reveal themselves. Problems like nighttime identification, white light pollution, no infrastructure to reach the far pole or guard shack, after hours loitering, and hang-arounds. Now, the only way to solve these issues is to match the right technology to each zone, not throw more cameras at the site or try to run cables at any cost. But before we get into the products that solve these problems, I want you to see a real nighttime image comparison between two different technologies. Next slide. This is a real parking lot where Verkada cameras were replaced with AI-based 4K blacklight fixed lens. Same site, same job, different night result. That's the standard we're offering with our AI-based blacklight technology. Your customer can identify people after dark without turning the lot into a flood-lit yard. Now that you've seen the nighttime identification solution in a real install, let's look at the hardware that made it possible. Next slide please, sorry. This is our 4K blacklight active deterrence camera. It offers blacklight AI-ISP technology that fills in the low light scenes instead of blasting everything with white light. Loitering detection, that flags anyone who stays too long. Active deterrence, that is light, siren, and voice. And two-way talk for real-time intervention. This is the camera you put on the aisle, the far row, and the yard when you need to identify people after dark. With this camera, you also get two lens options. 2.8mm fixed lens, perfect for aisles and closer drive lanes, and then the 3 to 10mm motorized lens, when you need to tighten the view for longer rows, perimeters, or overflow lots. And you also have two housing choices, turret or bullet. Same blacklight engine, same analytics, you just pick the housing your customer prefers. Now, let's look at how loitering detection and active deterrence on these blacklight cameras provide a real, workable solution. Next slide. The loitering detection AI of the camera flags anyone who stays too long, and the active deterrence feature pushes those loiterers off the lot. And here, I want to give you a very useful tip. Do not run a siren over a busy lot at 5 p.m. when customers are walking to their cars. During business hours, you rely on image plus analytics. After close, you switch to strobe, voice, and siren, because that's when someone shouldn't be there. That's how you protect the lot without creating a scene in front of customers. Now, I'm going to unbox the motorized blacklight bullet so you can see exactly what you're getting. Full screen, please. Alright, so here's the box it comes in. As you can see, comes with a drilling template there, if you want to directly mount it. It comes with, obviously, the drywall screw and anchors. It comes with a waterproof grommet for the RJ45 connector. Then it comes with your Allen key for all the set screws on the camera itself. And then we have the camera. Taking out the camera, its protective foam. Starting at the top, we have our shield here, our sun shield. Goes back and forth there for your execution of covering it for the sun there. And then you have the lens itself. And then on top of, below the lens, you have the actual red and blue strobe lights, and also to your supplementary light when there's absolutely no there's no light. And then going to the bottom of the unit here, we have our speaker there for the two-way audio, and then you have the micro SD card door there, also too with the reset button is going to be located underneath that door. And then you have the QR code if you want to run it standalone with that SD card there, and then add it to the mobile app or your VMS standalone. That's what that QR code is there. You also find that QR code on the pigtail itself. Now going over the pigtail, we have our audio in, and then we have our audio out right here on our white one, and then we have our 12-volt power barrel connector. We have the RJ45 connector, and then we have the alarm in and outs directly on that pigtail there. So that kind of concludes the anatomy of our black light bullet here in a motorized lens as well. All right, so excuse me while I put this back. Pretty feature-packed camera there, guys. All right, thank you for waiting. And now, I would like to, now I'd like you guys to see the night comparison. And now that you've seen the hardware, now let's talk about the other problem every commercial lot runs into, which is not being able to run the cable. As you know, commercial lots are full of places where it's either expensive or sometimes flat out impossible to run cable. Think the overflow across the street, the far pole in the yard, the self-storage drive aisle that was never trenched. So what do? Let me show you exactly how to solve that problem. Next slide. For situations where cable runs are costly or impossible, you use Lysora wireless bridges. But before we talk about the bridges, let me first introduce Lysora, a new networking equipment brand in the US. So Lysora is a full cloud-managed networking line of routers, PoE switches, Wi-Fi 6, and Wi-Fi 7 access points, and wireless bridges, all connected through a single cloud platform. And here's the part you actually would care about the most. It comes with no cloud fees, no extra hardware, no add-on licenses. You buy the gear and then you manage it. So if you've been using Ubiquiti for years, this option is something to consider. Why? Because it is a strong alternative with better features for the money, no subscription layer, and no extra boxes just to make it work. All Lysora products are available on us.ametagroup.com. But today, we're staying focused on the bridges, because that's what solves the far pole or distant overflow lot problem. Next slide. This is a Lysora CPE3-P, the practical everyday bridge. Here's what it gives you. A range of up to 1.86 miles, 3 kilometers, point to multi-point, 1 main, up to 5 clients. IP55 outdoor rating, 300 megabits per second Ethernet ports. For far aisles, nearby overflows, detached buildings, or yard poles, this is the one you reach for. Now I'm going to unbox the CPE3-P so you can see the actual hardware, the antennas, the ports, and how it mounts. Full screen, please. Alright, here's the box. Pull it out here. You see we have little booklets here for the instructions. Then we also have the unit itself. Go ahead and put that down here. And then inside the box we have some accessories, as in the PoE injector. And the PoE injector has a 12-volt connector there that you would plug into the wall, and then it has your line in for the LAN, and then your line out for the PoE that goes into the bridge itself. And then you might be asking, well, do you have that 12-volt connector in there? And yes, we do. It's going to be this. This is the wall adapter that goes with the PoE injector. Now, going on to the mounting, it does have drywall screws and anchors there for mounting on a wall. And then it has a zip tie for mounting on a pole. Now, looking in the back of it, you would see that mounting, I guess, parts there. So you can mount either the zip ties or mount it with the screws. So there's that. There's the front. I'm sorry, there's the back. There's the front. And then on the back, we have the door here. And that door is attached there so you don't lose it. And then going over it, we have here your DC 12 volt for power if you don't want to run it PoE. And then we have your PoE in there for the PoE injector. And then as you can see, it has two RJ45 female connectors there for a PoE out, 1 and 2 PoE out there for at least 2 devices there, or a PoE switch. And then we have here just a one-touch pairing button here. That's right, and that's a really unique feature about these guys. You can either set it up with the mobile app, or you can set it up with that pair button there. We'll talk about that soon here. But yeah, that's the kind of the anatomy of our bridge here. Just gonna put this away, lock it back up, and then please excuse me while I put all this stuff away. A lot of goodies here in the box. Got the mounting hardware, PoE injector, and then the actual device itself. All right, thank you for bearing with me there. All right, now that's the everyday Lysora wireless bridge. Now for situations where you need longer range and higher throughput, we have a longer range option. Next slide. This is the Lysora CPE5 wireless bridge. Same concept, but with more reach and more throughput. Here's what it gives you. A range of up to 3.10 miles, or 5 kilometers. 3 gigabit Ethernet ports. The same PTMP/TDMA architecture, and this model ships as a pair. For a big industrial yard, a far overflow, or any situation where you need a longer link, or where places where you don't want 100 megabits ports bottlenecking 4K, this is the option you choose. Here's how you pick between the two. Choose CPE3-P for typical lot links. Go for the CPE5 when the link gets long or you need gigabit throughput. Now let's bring it all together. Next slide. Let's recap these problems these projects always present. Customers can't identify anyone after dark. You can't pull cable to the far pole. And after hours, people still loiter. The solution you deliver is a combination of AI-based blacklight cameras and Lysora wireless bridges. With AI-based blacklight cameras, you can clearly and see in full color at night, detect loitering, and push off unwanted individuals after hours with Active Deterrence. Lysora wireless bridges get the video home when you can't trench. Now that's complete parking lot and commercial yard solution, not just a pile of separate devices. But choosing the right hardware is only part of the story. You also need a way to experience the platform yourself. If you haven't done so already, for the AI-based platform demo, we have 2 options. Next slide. If you want to experience it without waiting for the hardware, go to us.ametagroup.com/demo. There you can walk through the desktop VMS, the web VMS, and the mobile app inside our live demo environment. It's the fastest way to understand how the platform works and how the workflow feels. But if you want it on your bench, then that's when you go for the Discovery Kit. Next slide. The AI-based Discovery Kit lets you test the system the way your customers will. We offer exclusive discounts, free shipping, and a 30-day money-back guarantee on these kits. Visit us.ametagroup.com to get one for yourself today. But guys, using the right technology is only part of the solution. You also need a supplier you can build around. That's where Ameta comes in. Next slide. Guys, Ameta has served security professionals over 25 years in Canada, and in the recent years we expanded our footprint here in the US. We help partners navigate market changes, stay NDA compliant, and work with a platform that has long-term support and a clear future. We're not just shipping boxes, we're a partner you can build your business around. So, start your journey today with us if you haven't already. And if you have, we genuinely thank you for your partnership. All right, guys, that's what we wanted to cover today. Now I want to hear from you. If you got a parking lot or an industrial yard or a self-storage on the board, drop it in the chat. We're happy to help you spec out the cameras and wireless network setup. And remember, everything we discussed today is at us.ametagroup.com. Okay, now let's answer some questions. Let me get out of my full screen here. Go into this session. Thank you everyone for joining today while I bring this up. Okay, awesome. Hey Tony, no problem. You know these bridges sometimes it takes a learning curve. In these this unit is pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it, and we like these so far. I'm glad we got everything backed up and running. But yeah, and then we have Don Gregory 7796. Are these bridges specifically designed for this application, or we continue to use the Omada systems that we currently use? Yeah, these are completely separate from the Omada system. It's its own brand. Omada is TP-Link. These guys are Lysora, and Lysora is going to be a managed system where you don't need things like a what's it called? A controller, right? A lot of these Omada systems need a controller and then the access points. All this stuff is hardware based and software based purely. So when you have an access point and a PoE switch, that's all you need to kind of control everything. And then if you have multiple access points, you don't really need a Omada controller to manage all of them from the meshable network. It's all built in the devices itself and controlled on the cloud. So that's the advantage we have over the Omada system with going with Lysora. It's a complete different brand, but it's also a uniquely managed brand too. So think of like managed like Ubiquity, just at a better price and a better ecosystem.
At least you need less hardware
Yeah.
for the same feature.
Yeah, exactly. My producer was saying you need less hardware for the same features when you go with Lysora. And then K Warren, you still need power. What do you mean by that? Yeah, you still need power for a lot of things. Whether that be for the bridges or even the access points. Yeah, they all need power either through PoE or 12 volt. A lot of these Lysora products have those same features. Yeah. Don Gregory, thank you for clarification. I was asking more in the case where we already have Omada systems in place. Yeah, these aren't cross-compatible because they're not the same brand. So if you have an Omada system, stick with the Omada system. Omada system's great. But yeah, if you already have a pre-existing Omada TP-Link system, then just stick with that same hardware for less confusion and less headaches. But if you, for future projects and new projects, I would always recommend going with Lysora now. Yeah. And not to mention, Omada and TP-Link we worked with before Lysora, and we sell these in Canada as well. And we liked them, but when we came across Lysora, we just saw the better value in the Lysora products here. And that's why we offer it today. Yeah. Tony, can I use those with another brand? In the sense of like a PoE switch can, go to any type of camera, right? So you can use a PoE switch from Lysora to another TP-Link switch there and to provide LAN, but all the management features wouldn't be able to be cross-compatible. If you have a Lysora switch to a TP-Link switch, you wouldn't be able to see the topology, or they wouldn't be able to talk to each other. It'll just basically be like an unmanaged switch at that point. So yeah, I wouldn't mix brands. But like if you have not to say we have like a TP-Link switch and then you want a bridge there and you prefer Lysora bridges, absolutely, you can do that. I mean, pretty much the TP-Link bridge or switch there would provide the internet, and you link the internet to a Lysora bridge. In that sense, you can use both brands. Great questions though. We have a question here. How do you pair these? And if we're talking about the Lysora bridges, yeah, you can pair them through the mobile app, or you can pair them directly on that button there, the quick pair button there. Let me just bring it out so we have some visual representation for you. But yeah, for the most part, once you get them powered on, and you have a stable connection of internet, it's a pretty simple setup. Like I said, oh, can we switch to that one? All right, cool, thank you. And then, yeah, so we have that button there for easy pairing. So you press this button, and you press the other bridge button, and then if they're in the same vicinity pointing at each other, they'll go ahead and blink, and then once they're synced, they'll go solid, and that's it. The internet's connected. And you can also do a more in-depth setup too on the mobile app if you want to go that route. And essentially, you would go through a little bit more extra steps, but you'd be able to connect it through the mobile app as well. Any other questions pertaining to the bridge? We have Tony here. Yeah, he says, hey, Austin, I recommend using a PoE switch instead of a little PoE injector. Okay, yeah, that is a good point. That is a great way to run them, too, if you already have a pre-existing switch inside the building or something like that. It's just easier to run a PoE switch directly into the PoE line. It's another great way to set it up there as well. Thank you, Tony. But yeah, PoE power and 12-volt power too as well. You just gotta run LAN.
The topography map that it generates with ubiquity just
Oh, yeah.
You can map the entire site.
Yeah.
Free software.
Let me see. Okay. This is kind of unique too. In this booklet here, it shows you how to connect it. Little diagram there. Just want to show that off there. It's kind of a way to kind of how to mount it, how the topology of how you connect it there for power. So it's all on the booklet too. In case you get lost, always refer to the booklets inside the box. But yeah, my producer was saying that how to connect. Once you have let's say you have the Lysora bridges and you have the Lysora switches and you have them all plugged in to connect it to each other, one unique feature that Lysora offers is a topology map. And so what that means is that on the mobile app or the web VMS, you would be able to see all your devices and how they're connected to each other. So let's say you have the router at the top and you have the switches at the middle, and then you have the bridges at the end. You'll be able to physically see that on the mobile app, and it'll show you Lysora router connected to bridge 1, or sorry, it's connected to switch 1, switch 2, and then bridges, and you can see a physical map of your units there. Just the one unique feature to kind of like manage your system there and see what's connected to what. So it's just a better way to kind of, see the whole ecosystem with the Lysora. Once it's all connected together, it can all talk to each other, and you can all see it on the same mobile app.
Yeah, and you can also account for the walls and obstructions so that you can plan around it.
Yeah.
It also gives you the heat map too, where the signal is strong, where it's weak.
Yeah, a lot of great features on the Lysora VMS portal, and as well as the mobile app, is being a way to design the structure of your building and where to put the access points. And it has a feature where you can design the layout of your building and then actually select what type of walls that your layout is in. So let's say you have a wall where it's metal, and you have a wall where it's wood, and you have a wall where it's stucco or something like that. You can identify that inside that mobile app, and then you can place a access point, and it'll show you a heat map of how strong that signal would be next to a metal wall, next to a wooden wall, and where you would need to place the access points for efficiency and maximum coverage. So it's a unique feature that Ubiquiti offers, and I know some TP-Link offers that too. But just know Lysora offers that, and it's very easy to use. And so everything that you get from a premium enterprise level networking system, you get with Lysora. Mapping, topology, network portals, your VLANs, your layer 2 switches, things of this nature. We also have, just to mention, we also have point to multipoint. I know I mentioned that in the slides there too, but I want to re-mention it here because a lot of people have where there's a main building or apartment complex where you have a main building and office and you need to send cameras to other types of buildings that don't have internet. That's where a point to multipoint solution would come in, where you put one base transmitter. We have those on our website there, and then you would connect their CPE3-Ps or your CPE5s pointed to that base station there for point to multipoint. So a great solution there for point to multipoint or point to point. Lysora has it all. All right. Looks like we're wrapping up with questions here. I don't see any more coming in. We'll get like 30 seconds, 60 seconds in here to wait for some more to come in. Meanwhile, I appreciate everyone coming in today. Is there anything I should add before we go? Anything I should add?
I think no, we covered pretty much everything. It's just like, just keep in mind, Lysora has all these repeat the product, I guess, portfolio.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7 access point, routers, wireless bridges, PoE switches, and all layer 1, layer 2 advanced switches. And they're coming up with new products on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So keep on checking our website.
Yeah. Yeah, my producer also wants me to mention Lysora's portfolio here is extensive. It has access points, it has point-to-point bridges, it has point-to-multipoint bridges, it has managed switches, and they also has a managed router there, it has layer 2 switches there. So everything that you would need for an advanced networking setup, you can do with Lysora in a pretty simple way too as well. And it's all going to be managed, web managed. There's no extra parts needed. You would just need the hardware and you need internet, and then you're good to go.
And like every product we sell, we'll fully support the product.
Yeah.
So if you need help in triggering, setup, troubleshooting, we're here.
Yeah.
Like every other product that we sell.
Yeah, another thing to mention, guys, is our tech support is always here for everything that we sell and support on us.ametagroup.com. We're able to support you and train you if that learning curve is too hard. We're able to kind of give you that extra edge to help you train and understand the product before you deploy it. We're no stranger to that, and we would love to help you get to know the product better, and so you can win more projects that way. All right. Cool. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you again for spending a part of your Friday with us. We truly appreciate your time and partnership. Check the resources on the website, us.ametagroup.com. Hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss a Friday Live. Until next week, stay safe, have a great weekend, and see you on the next Ameta Academy Friday Live. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day.